Hello and good evening. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach, coming to you live on all the places really, except for TikTok. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, Twitter, and over here on my phone on Instagram. So if you see me bouncing between the two, hope it isn't distracting, but I like hitting all the bases all at once. This is a version of Candoitis that doesn't hurt you, is when you figure out ways you can be present on many social media platforms. Like I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. That is perfect. Tonight, I want to talk about the dangerous kind of Candoitis. And just a little housekeeping. If you are watching from Facebook, from LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, sometimes not all the comments come through. So I just want to make sure you know that I'm not ignoring you. It's not you. If I don't respond to your comment, it's simply that I did not see it. And if you're joining from Instagram, it's all right there. So I won't be missing anything. Anyway, I love this topic. Can I just say, I talk to clients every single day who have so much to offer. They're incredibly talented human beings. They're very capable. They've experienced a lot, and they have a lot of expertise that they could, put towards pretty much anything. And I just want to name that when you're in the beginning stages of your business and you're still trying to understand like what people are really willing to pay you for, Candoitis is not necessarily a bad thing, right? And so let me tell you what Candoitis is. It's basically when you're out there and you're talking about what you do and you're trying to get clients. And say you do like email marketing. Say you're an email marketer. You write the emails, you set up the campaigns, you do all that stuff. Let's say someone's like, well, what about social media? Can you help me with social media? And you're like, well, sure, I can. Yeah, I can do that. So you sign up for that. And then they're like, oh, well, I have to write a website. Can you help me with my website? And you can say, yeah, I can do that. Absolutely. Happy to. Oh, well, I need to make a lead magnet. Can you help me with that? Oh, absolutely. More than happy to. What about a landing page? Yes. What about a sales page? And they are different. Yes, yes, yes. Right? There's a time and a place for that. So when you're first starting your business and you're still trying to work out like what you can do for clients that you really enjoy, that you can add the most value to them, it's totally okay to like grab onto projects and kind of test it out and see if you like it and see if you can be helpful and blah, blah, blah. Totally fine. But there's a moment in your business, and it happens sooner than you think, where you're going to have to start saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I will be helpful to you in this capacity, but those other capacities, I'm going to refer you to other specialists for. Saying no like this is terrifying the first few times you do it. It feels like you are in danger of losing this client. It feels like you're saying no to money. And if you've done work on your relationship with money, saying no to money that wants to come to you feels like you're slipping back into some bad relationship habits that you might have had before. But here's the thing. If you want to have a successful business, if you want to have high-paying clients, if you want to be able to do a very clean set of marketing and then be able to move on to work with clients, you need people to know exactly how you're useful to them. You don't want there being any ambiguity or confusion as to how you might be useful to them, right? Especially if you want to be charging more, if you want to raise your rates, if you want to charge a premium for what you do, the generalists do not get the premiums. They don't get the premium pay. Let's look at doctors, okay? So we have general practitioners who see everyone, right? They do your annual, if you're sick, you go in and talk to them. If you have a minor injury, you'll go in and see them. But really, they're kind of a generalist. I mean, they are literally a generalist on health, right? They don't specialize in anything. Generalist doctors make anywhere from like $150 to $250 a year, depending on where they live. And I could be wrong on that. That data may be old. But if you are a podiatrist, if you do feet, you're a specialist. The generalist is not going to know all the things about feet, right? So the podiatrist will potentially be able to charge more, especially if they specialize in a certain issue with feet, like bunions. This is turning into a really sexy talk. Anyway, neurosurgeons, not everyone can be a neurosurgeon. Okay. How steady are your hands? Okay. Mine actually are pretty steady right now, but I don't think they're steady to the point where I could be a neurosurgeon. You trust me in your brain, right? Anyway, their neurosurgeons can make anywhere from like $700 to $2 million a year, right? There aren't many of them. They specialize in a part of the body that's really hard to work on, right? They specialize. If you want to claim more money in your business, you have to specialize, right? You have to specialize, and you have to be able to say no. The neurosurgeon is not looking at people's feet. The neurosurgeon is not letting you book an appointment with them just because you have the flu, right? The neurosurgeon is telling you to piss off, go to someone else. Like, I'm busy, I'm doing this. Andrew's dad, I say sexy talk. I started talking about bunions, Andrew. And I was like, oh God, this is like not an attractive conversation. It was sarcasm. It is not a sexy talk. Don't want to give anyone the wrong impression if they're just joining. So here's where people get kind of hung up on, okay, well, I really want to be able to provide everything for my clients. I want to be able to do everything. Hello, deadliest, hello. And they have this belief that if they can solve all the problems that their clients have, if they can do everything that their client has a need for, that they are going to become indispensable to this client, right? Yeah, right. And here's the thing, you're not, because if someone is hiring you as a generalist, it's because they can't yet afford the specialists for these things, right? So there's absolutely like business to be had if you want to be a generalist in what you do. But there are a lot of challenges that go along with it. For instance, let's say you have back to the marketing company example, say you start off saying you're going to do email marketing, and that is your bread and butter. That is the thing that you are so good at. And you've had a lot of experience and training, and you start getting clients who are like, yes, I need email marketing, but I also need a website, and I also need a landing page, and I also need social media content created for me. Can you do all of it? Right? You can absolutely say yes, but here are the challenges that come along with that. You're now having to change gears constantly throughout the month. You're having to write the emails, do the website, maybe write the blog, do the landing page, learn how to do a landing page, because they're very different from regular websites and from sales pages, right? Maybe you also need to do a sales page for this client, right? And then, of course, you're having to create social media content. What went from, here is my package, the one thing that I offer my clients, and I can do it on retainer, and I can do it every single month, and I can have it at a normal cadence, has turned into 3 different background projects that have deadlines for them, 2 separate like timeline kind of things. So like the email marketing and the social media. Hello, welcome. So much stuff that you have to manage, right? And it's totally fine if you're wanting to develop like a marketing agency. This is something that you're going to want to do. You're going to want to develop, a part of your team who does email marketing, a part of your team that does ads, a part of your team that does sales page writing. But if it's all you, that is a lot to be taking on. That is a lot of changing gears. It's also requiring you to stay up on all the current trends across all these parts of marketing. And if you're at all familiar with marketing, you know that it changes so quickly, especially when we're talking social media, versus you saying, no, I am the king or queen of doing email marketing. That is what I do. If you want a referral to someone who can do social media for you, I have people. If you want a referral to someone who can do paid ads, I can refer you to someone, right? You're going to be able to charge so much more for your email marketing when that is all that you do, right? Versus if you're doing everything, yeah, you're going to charge a lot because you're doing a lot. But overall, you're going to make less per hour doing everything than you will if you just specialize in one thing. Your life will also be a lot more simple when you only do one thing. And that said, there is that earlier stage of your business where money, yes, thank you, please, more, like there are going to be moments in your business early on where whatever people are willing to pay you for, you're going to just say, yes, thank you so much. I'd love to work for you. And that stage is great and you're going to make money in it, but also it's not going to last long. You need to niche down. You need to figure out what's the one thing that people can, go to you for, and if it is very straightforward and if it is very like closely tied with something, for instance, so I'll use my own business. So I'm a business strategist. I help people start their businesses. I help people scale their businesses, right? So that's kind of two sides of the same coin. Now, another element of this, because my clients are dealing with their relationship with money constantly, because for the first time, they're having to really advocate for here's what my time is worth. In a relationship setting, they're having to really work on what they believe that they deserve. They're having to work on what their work is worth. Right. And that relationship with money is so critical. So, in my business, it makes sense for me to say, yes, I'm a business strategist and I help people start and then scale their businesses. But I'm also a money mindset coach. And I help people in the money mindset realm get better with their money, mentally and emotionally. Right. Because if you're not better about your money, if you don't have that like really grounded, mutually respectful relationship with money's not going to come near you. And you're going to be very hesitant to go after more of it in your business. Right. If you are leaning towards, okay, I want to be a generalist, I'm going to, help everyone with everything. Absolutely your choice. But I can't tell you how many businesses I have seen fail because they tried to do too much. You can be super fucking specific. There's a health coach that I came across during the pandemic, and I forget her name, but she had like this post that went kind of viral. And I used to work in the restaurant industry, so I went viral with like my former crowd, right? And she was a health coach for people in the party industry. All right. So very specifically for DJs, for nightclub managers, and for bartenders. Okay. Because they have very specific problems. Like they work late nights. There's a lot of alcohol around. There might be some DRUGs around, right? There's this atmosphere of like stay up late and like you get super pumped and then you're not going to bed. You're not falling asleep until like 4 or 5 in the morning, right? To wake up around noon, be able to throw a couple loads of laundry in the wash. And then again, you're back at work. Right? You're constantly lugging heavy things around. You're having to deal with the stress of being in that environment. There's not usually like healthy food options in those kinds of work environments. Like she specialized exactly in that. She could have very easily said, I'm a health coach for everyone. Everyone can come to me. I'm going to give you really great advice on how you can be healthier. Absolutely. She would have made no money. Okay. Being a health coach for people in the party industry, it sounds super niche, but there's absolutely a need for it. And whatever it is that you feel like you can niche down into, there is a need for it. There's a reason why I don't help people in the restaurant industry. I hate the restaurant industry. I love restaurants. I love going out to eat, but I worked in restaurants for about 10 years and there's no fucking way you're going to get me involved in another restaurant. Okay. Even if I'm just like doing some social media advisory, it's just not happening. I have very limited experience in retail. I managed a yarn shop and I worked at J. Crew in college. I'm not that helpful in retail. Okay. I can give you some advice, but I'm not taking on clients who are specifically wanting to grow a retail business. My specialty is people who are offering like a high level intellectual service, right? When I started off mainly marketing to coaches, right? Because coaches were in my world. I went to a coach training program. I got certified. Had a lot of coaches in my life and, realized that I had all this experience in sales and marketing that no one else had. And so I started showing them and, had built one business and completely transferred it over so that I could help other people build their businesses. I started off niching into the coaching industry, but what I found was people came in from other industries, right? Like I had lawyers and copywriters and photographers and consultants reaching out to me and saying, hey, I know you only work with coaches, but you're describing all the problems that I have. Would you ever consider working with me too? right? So one of the biggest things that people fear when they're like niching down and getting really specific about who they work with, is that they're going to scare people away, right? And I just want to remind you, there will always be people who are paying attention to you. They're listening to what you are saying to your ideal client, and they're going to recognize with it. Like, you could be a coach that works with women, and there'll still be some men who come through and they're like, I know you mostly work with women, but I really like what you do. Would you ever take on a dude? you know? But it's so much easier for people to like bleed into your niche when you specialize in something, when you are like, this is my lane, this is what I do, this is what I'm really good at, here are the problems that I solve, and here's the outcome that I get my clients. It's so much easier for people to recognize how you're helpful to them and say, you know what, I need to be in business with you. I don't care that I'm not your typical client. I just need to do this. Andrew, you're so helpful. I'm a big fan. Oh, thank you, Andrew. That's so sweet. Anyway, if you want to charge less for your work, then absolutely do Candoitis, just say, yeah, I can do that. And I can do that. And I can do that. If you want to burn yourself out, it's also a great way to burn yourself out. But if you want to have control of your time, if you want to have a balanced lifestyle, if you want to feel really good that you're providing the utmost quality work to your clients, specialize, become the specialist that can charge a crap ton of money, right? You're also going to attract more serious clients. There's I'm forgetting everyone's name today. I kind of have a headache. There's a dating coach and I'm forgetting her name. She only takes 4 clients at a time. Her clients, she only works with women and women who want to get married specifically, right? And so she works with clients over a 4-month period. She charges $10,000 per client for 4 months. And she has a waiting list, like a year long, of people who want to work with her, right? She only takes 4 clients at a time. That's, 4 hours of coaching a week because she meets with her clients weekly. That's fucking badass. But she couldn't do that if she were just a generalist dating coach for everyone. But think of it, like she's making $10,000 a month doing something that she loves, working with people where she gives the best value to, rather than like giving kind of substandard value because it's like a different scenario and different people and different struggles, blah, blah, blah. She's able to do that with a minimal amount of work because she specializes. If she were a generalist, she'd have to work so much harder to convince people to work with her. And because she specializes and because she holds the bar for her clients, like you have to be a woman and you have to want to get married. Like you have to be that serious and you have to be serious enough to spend $10,000 on a 4-month program. The clients that she's signing up are not going to phone it in. They're not going to like show up or not show up and do the work or not do the work. They're not going to blow it off, right? They're going to be committed to get the most out of their work with her. And this isn't just for the coaching industry. I want you to think about if you're a copywriter and you specialize in a specific industry and you're able to charge more because you have all this experience in that industry and you have a tried and true track record of helping people make more money with better copywriting in that industry. Not only are you going to be able to charge more, but the clients who sign you are going to have far more confidence in you. They will be totally okay with paying more because you're a specialist in what they do. And because they pay more and because they have more confidence in you, when you hand them the copy for their landing page, their website, their blog, their email, whatever, they're going to be far less likely to fuck with it. Because here's the main complaint that a lot of copywriters run into is they sign a client and the client, gets what they write and they're like, oh, cool, I'll just change this. I'll just edit it to make it better, right? And that's the bane of every copywriter's existence because they're the pro, they're the professional writer. This is what they do for their profession. All right. And here's someone who hired them for that expertise who's now messing with it. Ugh. Anyway, if you want to find a way for people to really respect what you do, invest in it, show up for it, be dedicated to getting the most out of you. specialize. Stop with the candoitis. It is going to harm you far more than it will help you in the long run. That's it for tonight. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Thank you so much for joining, Deadliest and Citizen Kane and Andrew. Anyone else who popped through, if you commented and I didn't say hi, we're having a little issue with comments coming through. Sometimes StreamYard just doesn't do it. I love StreamYard. It's the best platform out there, but sometimes, it's technology. It doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. But anyway, I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. I'm losing count of the days, but we're on a 30-day streak, Monday through Friday, of going live every single day, but not on weekends because I have work-life balance. If there are any topics that you want me to go live on, I'm always down to crowdsource ideas. There will be a point at like day 20, 25 where I'm like, oh God, what am I going to talk about today? So any questions you have, any topics that you feel like you're struggling with in your business, even if you're not sure how to name it as a question, I would love to hear from you. And I think that's it. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I hope you found this super helpful, and I hope you have an amazing Wednesday night. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. Thank you for joining, and I will see you all tomorrow. Mwah!